Hello, and this is Shane Spells. I work for a financial advisory firm, RTED Financial, a company that I started after about 21 years in the business, working for other corporations. And again, this channel is to try to improve the financial acumen of individuals who've been making a decent amount of money, but are afraid to think about investing in the market and trying to expand their financial planning tools. So today I like to discuss one of the things that we think about when we're doing financial planning. So here's my stab at it. Hopefully you don't fall asleep. That is my goal. So here it goes. So there was a grandfather that grew up right after the Great Depression. Great Depression was right around 1929. So he grew up right in the 1930s, 40s, and he wanted to vow that he gave at least a dollar, to his grandson. So he took $1 and he folded up in his pocket and he took it wherever he went. Everywhere he went, he carried that dollar with him. And the next day he'd take the dollar out of his old pants, put it in his new pants, and he carried it everywhere he went. And he carried it for decades. And his son finally, one year, had a son. And he waited till that son was about 5 years old, here in 2018. He took the dollar out of his pocket and proudly passed it and gave it to his grandson. My question to you is, do you think that that grandfather took any risk with the dollar that he had in his pocket? Well, I know most of you are saying no, he didn't take any risks. I've given this seminar several times, so I know the majority of you are saying no, he did. Well, think about this. What was the price of a loaf of bread in the 30s and 40s? It was right at about a nickel for a loaf of bread. So, if a nickel was the price of a loaf of bread, he could have bought 20 loaves of bread during his time through the 30s and 40s, 50s. How many loaves of bread could his grandson buy with the dollar that he gave him? Well, if you go into local Kroger or Publix, he wouldn't be able to buy a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread is $2.99. So, did his father take any risk? He took what is called inflationary risk. And that is the cost that you take when you don't put your money in assets that will grow with the rate of things and the prices of things growing around you. For example, groceries and gas and things of that nature. And when people are planning, they really discount and don't give enough credit to how inflationary risk will impact their planning. Because think about this, and this has happened to you. You've gone to the store and you've spent $50 and you've had 5 or 6 bags of groceries. Now you go to the local supermarket, you have one bag and it's cost you $50. So if your cheese, egg, and milk this year cost you $50, and next year it cost you $55, and then the next year it cost you $58, that is inflationary cost. And we have to consider that when we're doing long-term planning, because the things that you pay for in your 50s and 60s are going to be a lot more expensive in your 70s and 80s. You could just ask your grandmother or your grandfather, and they will tell you things are a lot more expensive. And let me tell you, inflation wears down wealth significantly and very, very fast. And that's one of the things that I counter when I am doing planning for clients, is for them to understand and consider the way that inflation will wear away their wealth. And I hope that you can use that as a tool when you do your long-term planning. So this is Shane Spells signing out. Again, Shane Spells Wealth. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.